but some of you just did. Okay, so I'll update it. For those of you that are green color, beside your name, you can find this inside the class chat up. Means you got the maximum number of points for your submission already. Yeah?
Isn't it out?
Percent. Yeah, it's out percentage. Yeah? Because I'm going to still continue to update this. Once you are done with this particular RE, then you submit to me. I'll do a check. Once checked, you will find it updated here. So you'll find RE 9.1. Then you'll see whether your date is reflected there or not. Then the percentage will continue to change. Okay? So the deadline for all worksheets, even for the ones upcoming for chemistry, we will try to get it done before the September holidays. Okay? So after the September holidays, you can already know your submission scores. For those of you that did something like a 90%, 80%, right, or 60%, you want to still submit worksheets, you can still do so, okay? All the way up to before the September holidays. The moment you hit our September holidays, I don't have these worksheets, then it's formalized already. I'm just going to put it inside the exam cockpit, okay, the scores. Yeah? Some of you here, you didn't get the full 100% because some of your worksheets are incomplete. So if you look at your worksheets inside your file, you left a lot of blanks, no corrections also. Okay, so I mark this as incomplete, no count. It's as good as never submit your worksheet. For those of you that have redo under your name, I'd like the file redone by next Monday. If the quality is still not good, then I'm just going to half your score. Okay? But some of you the quality can be good just by punching hole and filing. Yeah? For example, are there students I asked to redo but got quite a high percent? Like Samuel, you got 70%. Yeah? But you never punch hole and file. It's very disorganized. Okay?
So the function and how will give me back the marks?
Yeah, I'll give you back the marks. Okay? So I put redo there not because I'm failing you, because I want the best for you. Okay? So next Monday you can still give it to me in a better quality. And as I look through your worksheets, I have to comment really some of you put a lot of effort into your worksheets. Yeah? Not just your textbook. Wow, notice when it comes to worksheet, it's a good practice. You take your worksheets also as a learning material. Okay? So you'll be very useful when it comes to your revision period. So you can also look at the feedback. I've left some feedback for some of you. If you've done good work, I've written down that you've done your good work. Don't know if it's a boy thing. But boys are not very good at organizing things. Yeah, it's a stereotype. But we look at the trend, all the redo ones, right at the bottom. 05 also the same thing. Super red one never submit to me, never tell me anything. So I just failed it first. Sorry? The answer one, I just waiting for you to give me a call. Okay, so Zarissa just gave me a call. So because it's a slight difference, because you texted me to let me know if you're going to submit it. I don't remember if you texted me. But you did. Okay, let's go to your RE. I thank some of you, your handwriting are so beautiful. As I was looking through, it's not a pain in my eyes. I didn't like cry. I didn't like shed blood through my tear ducts. So, some of you boys have beautiful handwriting. Sorry? You are very beautiful, I said. Yeah, I said don't need to say the obvious. Say not beautiful. Your hair is very beautiful. Your handwriting. Okay. let's go through the MCQs first. I went through already. Okay, accept some of the questions. So, I think I did not go through this question, question 6. Okay, question 6 answer is A. No, it's not A. So let's run through. Oh, okay, good point. Okay, let's run through what each one is.
Look my correction, please.
Okay, but right now what each cell is also. Okay, A is a special kind of cell that I heard that you may have learned in primary school before. It's under the topic of transport in plants. Okay, this type of cell starts with the letter X. Oh, okay, so you know before? Okay. Xavier, xylem is for water. Then I think you learn another one. Hey, goodness, not phloem. You all look at how it's spelled and then you pronounce it as okay? Uncle, it's not the same thing. Okay? If you pronounce it as phloem, then this is how you spell it. Okay? So it's not phloem, it's phloem. What does phloem transport? Food. Okay, so the food and water. So this transports water. Then some of you are wondering, I thought this particular cell, the root hair cell, transports water. Okay, to be specific, it doesn't transport water, it absorbs water. This is the cell that starts it all. Without this cell, the xylem will have nothing to transport. So the root hair cell helps to absorb the water inside the plant in the first place. B, red blood cell. Okay, why is this the most familiar? D is the one you probably don't know. Okay, oh, a lot of you all say egg cell. It's not the egg cell, although we know that the egg cell is round. This is a white blood cell. Good question. Why does it look so weird? In fact, this structure over here, believe it or not, is the nucleus of the white blood cell. It's rather odd in shape. For good reason. You know white blood cells, they can change their shape quite well. Why? Because white blood cells need to squeeze into all the parts of your body to be able to destroy foreign invaders. For example, let's say you have a damage in your blood vessel in your skin. White blood cell needs to squeeze its way out of your blood vessels up to the skin level so that it can help to patch up and destroy any foreign invaders. So its nucleus cannot be the typical round shape. Okay, lots of questions? Yes? Oh, does A look like a mitochondria? I guess so, because you see all those like folds. But just to take note, for A, all those lines you see, they're not on the inside, they're on the outside. So what do I mean by that? A xylem is kind of like, a xylem cell is like a straw. What you find that in order to support the straw so that it doesn't collapse, on the outside of the xylem you find lots of rings of material that's very strong that helps to give the straw-like structure a little bit of structure so it doesn't just fold and collapse. Because xylem cells can be very long. Okay? Wow, even more question. Xavier and Isaac? Xavier? Oh, okay. Wait, third color, what do you mean by that? Okay, you know when you cut, then after you get scanned. Yeah, like one cut piece, then after that you all will sometimes itchy fingers, you like scratch off one. Yeah? Okay, so what is in that scan? So let's say you have your skin, then you want to have a cut. Okay? What you find is that in order to patch the cut, there are a lot of different things that will patch the cut. Some of the things you learn next time, like things like platelet, you will learn next time. Huh? You learned before? Primary school? Oh. Oh, okay. dead cells. Dead cells like your red blood cells. Those red blood cells that try to escape. If it dies, you also catch up. Yeah. You also find dead white blood cells. So that scat over there is a bunch of whole lot of stuff. Okay, some of you itchy fingers go and scratch, then bleed some more, then more scat. Okay, Isaac? Okay, just this four will do. Okay, then after that, yeah. Okay, so here I asked, she heard that actually our body has a lot of bacteria. Okay, then there's a distinction. There are some bacteria that are good, some that are not so good. Actually in our bloodstream, you shouldn't find bacteria flowing around. Okay, that's actually not good. But where can you find bacteria? For example, most prominent is in our gut. Actually, if you go down our stomach have a little bit of bacteria. Intestines, a lot of bacteria also. But these bacteria are good, they help in digestion. Yeah? In fact, without this bacteria, I don't know if you notice, you can get diarrhea. How many of you take antibiotics before, then they start to have diarrhea? Okay? Antibiotics, what they do is they kill off bacteria. Their purpose is to kill the bacteria in your blood. That's what makes you sick. But it also kills the good bacteria inside your gut, your intestines. And so without them, you cannot digest properly, actually your stomach will have problems. The white blood cells, yes, they just float around your bloodstream. They are like security guard. Only when bad things start to invade, then you go and attack. Okay? Yes, sorry, the question? No more? Okay, yes. Yes, so answering Isaac's question earlier, remember these four cells. Oh, sorry. So when you press your finger, it turns red. Oh, no. When you hold your finger and then after that, after a while, it starts to turn white, or instead, yeah, you hold here, then you start to turn white all the way down, right? Yeah. It's not because white blood cells are building up. It's because there's no red blood cells. Okay, last question.
So I shouldn't be chugging 5 liters of antibiotics daily.
Are you? You should have. Yeah, you should have.
It tastes so good.
Oh, okay. How many of you, okay, all of you have gotten a bruise before, yeah? Okay, if you got a bruise is nothing more than a cut by an internal cut. Yeah? So why does it get purple? Because you know, the scab that you see on the surface of your skin, if you hit yourself and then something breaks on the inside but the skin doesn't break, imagine that scab forming on the inside of your skin, underneath your skin. Yeah. So a bruise is kind of like an internal scab. Yeah. So actually, you may have heard before maybe your parents or your grandparents tell you, if you were to hurt yourself after you slam yourself on the table, you're going to rub it. Actually, that's not a very good thing to do. If you're going to rub it, what you are doing is that you may be damaging that area that you just damaged even more. What you end up doing is that the bruise can become bigger. Okay? So it is a myth. If you spread it, you're just spreading the bruise. Okay? Instead, I would suggest, if you like to, you go and ice that area. Okay? You ice that area, it reduces it from swelling. There's at least one thing you can help with. Okay, I do have to pause with the questions. Okay, we move on to the next question first, and I'll take a few more questions. Let's go to question 8. Question 8 is the next question you're asked to do. D is the correct answer. You all like the smell of rain? Elevator got smell? A different elevator got fresh smell. Some elevator got urine smell. I like the hotel elevator smell. the smell formed from bacteria in the soil. So, smell of bacteria is nice. Please let me answer your question, then I'm going to go through this question. Yes?
So why you like burn from food to green?
Who taught you that?
Your grandma, you work like those, somehow you work. I don't understand about it.
I don't know what you define by works. You shouldn't don't put toothpaste on your wounds.
Why?
Sorry?
No, like whenever I cannot like smell the air.
Okay, I'm not sure. Actually, I'm not sure if it works. Okay. But everyone don't take Samuel's advice because not a doctor. Okay, let's go through this question. Which option correctly identifies these body components? Let me run through what each one is. First and foremost, number one, they give you a bunch of things together. Okay? If I give you a bunch of different organs together, that describes the body system. The system consists of many organs. So number one can only fit here. Organ system. Next one, blood. Blood, believe it or not, is a tissue. Okay? For example, when you look at red blood cells, you have many red blood cells coursing through your blood vessels. Many cells comprise tissue. Okay? I say again, many cells make up tissue. So, red blood cell is also tissue. It's just that it's like a tissue that can flow. Other tissues in your body cannot flow, but red blood cells can. Next, neuron. Neuron is a brain cell. Okay, so neuron is nothing more than a brain cell. So we will park this under cell. Last but not least, stomach is an organ. Actually, for those of you that are not very clever in answering questions, you find that you can answer the question just by looking at option 4. Yeah? Because stomach is an organ, there's only one answer with 4 as the option. Okay? So in your exams, you ever find that you don't know how to answer the question because you don't know some of the options, it's okay. Sometimes if you just... Darryl, say that one more time.
Look for one you understand.
Uncle Darryl says, look for one you understand. So look for one that you understand. It actually sometimes is enough to solve the whole question. Okay? Sometimes we overcomplicate by overthinking also. Okay? So the rest of the MCQs have been gone through. Have you gone through question 9? Okay? Then we also went through this part of the question. We asked you to label. Subsequent questions we haven't gone through. The next question asks you to compare this particular cell, 10.1, with this cell below. But what kind of a cell is this cell? This cell is a bacterial cell. It says over here. So pay attention. What kind of a cell is a bacterial cell? It's a prokaryotic cell. Prokaryote means no nut. No nut means no nucleus. Okay? No membrane-bound organelles. So, they ask you to compare this cell and this plant cell. Let's compare. I'm going to get some similarities from all of you. Okay, what are some similarities between a plant cell and a bacterial cell? Yeah. Both have a cell wall. Okay? Both have cell membrane. Joshua. Yeah, I thought we were going to give an answer. Okay, what's the nucleoid? Is it? Okay. Joshua asks, because you notice inside the bacterial cell it says nucleoid. What is a nucleoid versus a nucleus? Are they the same thing? Okay, wait, what do you say? Anaya says a nucleoid is not membrane bound. Yeah, I like the way she summarizes. Yeah, essentially that's it. It's not membrane bound. Whereas a nucleus is membrane bound. Okay, I'm going to elaborate what does that mean. So Joshua, for example, Joshua asking the good questions. Nucleoid, or the DNA of a bacteria, the DNA is just found in a region without any membrane. But for eukaryotes, or plant cell, animal cell, Joshua, you find all the DNA, but you find a membrane enclosing it. Okay? What? Okay. Yes? I guess its function is sort of the same. Okay? Because they both contain DNA. Yeah? But structurally it's very different. One does not have a membrane bound, one is membrane bound. And perhaps there's some logic to it. When you look at bacteria, it's so small, right? Actually, it doesn't have a lot of DNA compared to animal cell. Animal cell has a lot of DNA. Can you imagine if I don't have a membrane, likely all your DNA will be everywhere already, all over the place. Okay? So two similarities, those are the similarities you can write down. You can write down cell wall, cell membrane, cytoplasm, vacuole. The last option is interesting because it could be a difference as well. Some okay, some of you wrote it as a difference. Sorry? How do you do that? Okay, I said ask what is binary fission? Yeah, so animal and plant cells, we divide through a process called cell division. Okay, so animal versus plant cell. But when you look at bacteria, the process they divide is called binary fission. Okay, Isaac, okay, look, you ask the question, okay? Okay, why the difference in name? Because the process is slightly different. So it's not exactly the same thing. How does it work? A bit complicated for me to explain. Put it simply, at least for animal and plant cell, notice you have a nucleus, right? So for cell division, it requires the nucleus to divide first. But binary fission, no nucleus, right? So actually don't need. Yeah, so the division process is very different. Kind of the DNA needs to divide form a new nucleus. Is it not what about? Okay, state two differences. So what are some differences between a plant cell and a bacterial cell? Yes. Okay, so back to the nucleoid and nucleus. One is membrane bound, one is not. So that's one of the options you can write. Second one, you could write about any other differences? Okay, Zixuan makes mention to the small vacuoles inside the bacterial cell, whereas the large central vacuole for plant cell. Any more differences? Yes. Wow, very good, huh? Yes. Okay, one is prokaryotic, one is eukaryotic. We tend not to accept such kind of answers because they are kind of the category. Yeah, so when we ask you what the difference, we are asking you for what are the structural differences. We're not asking you for a difference in category or name. Okay, yes? Okay, so plant cell is chloroplast, whereas bacterial one does not have. Okay, can. Plant cells have mitochondria, whereas bacterial cells do not. Can. Yes? Plant cells have membrane-bound organelles, whereas bacterial cells do not. This is you're on the roll, very good. Joshua? Very good, okay. Plant cells have mitochondria, bacterial cells do not have. Any more? Yes? Plant cells have chloroplast, okay. Okay, so that was good, Very good. You have expanded on a lot more points. Actually, to be very honest, we didn't write all those points down because we thought it's a little bit more high level. But the fact that you want to give me all this is very good sign. Okay, I'll be collecting this at the end of this lesson. Then I'll start to update. So I won't collect your file anymore. I'm going to collect the individual worksheets from now onwards. Now update the record from there on. Yes. Okay? I must spell correctly. If you spell wrongly, we will not give you the mark. Or oh, yeah. So I'm going to get back maybe over the weekend while I watch TV. Now, then I'll return to you all. No, I have to return you your worksheets. If not, you cannot prepare for the end of your exam. Yeah? No, I don't know watching TV. I cannot focus. My favorite TV channel, I rarely watch TV nowadays. You also watch TV? I like watch YouTube. Or read books, that's good. Okay, can you just check the way you phrase your answers? Can you try to use the word while? So for example, plant cell has this, while the other has that. Plant cell has this, while the other one has that. So you can use the word but, while, however. These are good words you can use to compare. Next, please only compare one thing at a time. For example, here you see it says plant cell has large nucleus, whereas bacterial cell has nucleoid. One comparison point. You want to compare another thing, you compare it in another line. Don't lump everything together. Some students explain it this way. They say plant cells have a large nucleus, large central vacuole, chloroplast, mitochondria, whereas bacterial cells do not have. Don't compare this way. Okay? Because when you compare this way, you are doing nothing more than describing two different cells. This is not a comparison. Okay, so that is the second last question. Let's go to the last question. I would suppose you all did quite well in this because there was too much correction being done. So I'm going to move up. Next, figure 11.1 shows some muscle cells under the light microscope. However, the light microscope has its limitations. In reality, it's not very good at seeing a lot of things. Because as you observe that day, it goes up to 40 times magnification. Yeah? Okay, sorry, what was it? 100 times. You all went from 10 times? 4 to 10 to 40. Okay? 40 times actually is not a lot to see a lot of things. So, look at these muscle cells. In reality, you only can see some things. You see the biggest of things. For example, you can see the nucleus. You can see the cell membrane. You can see the cytoplasm. But muscle comes from animals, right? So muscle cells are also animal cells. And that means to say, as with any animal cell, it should also have certain things. For example, it should also have mitochondria. It should also have vacuoles, thank you. It should also have small vacuoles. But the problem here is that the microscope that we use in the lab cannot see all this. This is as much as you can see. So they say state two similarities between a typical animal cell and the muscle cell shown in figure 11.1. This question is asking you, what are the similarities in what you can see in here and in a typical animal cell? So you can write down three things that you normally can see. Can I see the nucleus? I can see the cell membrane, I can see the cytoplasm. These are things you find in animal cells. Do you need to write all three? Don't need that. They say state two similarities. So two will do. Yes. No lah. Okay, but you will not get 3 marks if you write all three. Depending, I notice our markers we are quite high. Let's say you write 3, but one of them is wrong. We will not fault you for it. We will still search for the 2 correct ones. Okay? You mean? I mean primary school, if you write 3, one of them wrong, they will. Oh. If you all write extra here, so you got a bit of extra is good lah. Okay, but it's a trade-off. You write too much, then you run out of time. Okay? But if you write extra, you can find your answer, we will award you. But if your extra contradicts some of the points you write, then we will not award you. Okay? Yes, Sylvia. Sorry? I see the left of the cell wall?
If you can't see a cell wall, then this is
But this is a muscle cell. Muscles no cell wall.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you can't see any cell wall that way.
Okay.
Then you can make a point that
No, you cannot, because they want you to compare similarities, right? So you cannot say that the similarities that they both do not have cell wall. Okay? Don't compare negatives. Don't compare things that are not present. Okay? Yeah. The similarity between you and I, Xavier, is that we are both not girls. Don't say sure, don't compare like that. Who said sure? Okay. Okay, what? Okay, so no negative comparisons. Okay, next one. Name one organelle that's present in muscle cells, but you just cannot see it. Okay, so we mentioned two, then you just need to describe the function. So over here, we have two of them here that you can write either or, but you need to write down the function. And you have written down the function before in your class activity worksheet. Yes.
isn't a vacuum not an organelle? I thought you said it's not an organelle.
It is differ sources to sources. Personally, when you start going to Jh3 and 4, we don't really consider it an organelle, even though it's membrane bound, because its function is not so complicated or elaborate. It's really just a storage house. Or you get mitochondria, some chemical reactions take place.
It's not an organelle.
At least when you go Jh3 and 4. But for lower Jh, you can still accept it because when we teach you organelles, we talk about membrane bound structures. Vacuoles are one of them. What are you making, Xavier? Look like a bird. It's like a dog one, you see it, right? Okay? Last few questions. They say suggest why you cannot see under the microscope. Okay, please don't write that microscope is too cheap. It is quite expensive. Okay? There are two things you could write. Number one, you could write that these two structures are too small. Alternatively, if you like to, you can say the magnification of the light microscope is not strong enough. Or not powerful enough is also okay. Yeah. Too zoomed out? No. Yeah. This one can be fixed. You could just zoom in. Yes.
Can I say the vacuum is transparent?
Oh. I wouldn't accept that because there are a lot of things that are transparent, but as long as there's a membrane, you can still see it. So by right, vacuum got membrane. It's just that we cannot see it because it's too small. Good solution though. Actually, I said I have to agree with you to some extent. Some structures in the cell are transparent, no membranes, so we do have to use special stains to be able to observe them. So it is a good point now. Okay, so two versions. Good, right? Okay, we scroll down. Give two reasons why division of labor is necessary in a multicellular organism. How come in a multicellular organism we need to divide the labor? Not one cell type do and every single thing. Ensure that dead cells are replaced. Yeah, division of labor. Oh, okay. Division of labor is not saying why do we need our cells to divide. Okay, they are asking you, how come we must divide the job among many different types of cells? Isabel? Okay, so Isabel says group of specialized cells can carry out very different functions. Okay, so group of specialized cells, they can carry out very different functions. First point. Okay, allows different cells to carry out different functions. This is the first point. Next point. other than carry out different functions, if everyone carries out different function, then overall we're more efficient. So that's the second point. This way we can carry out functions more efficiently. If I try to teach every subject, very likely I'm going to mess up. Yeah. Why specialize? Yeah, because if I try to teach every subject, chances are I have no time to prepare to teach every subject properly. I'm going to start to teach you all. Yeah, then students always ask this question. Let me reply then. Yes, Sylvia? Yeah. I would assume that if you have perform more functions, you need more parts. And it may affect the surface area too. But the way you're arguing in a make-believe kind of sense. Yeah, you're giving a make-believe scenario. So instead, explain the context of why we are really doing this. Yeah. Yes. No, I can't. Not my specialty. Yes. Oh, not quite what division of labor is referring to. The division of labor is saying that we separate our job scopes. But you see, if I suddenly don't come into class, you will not have a science teacher. Your science will fail. Yeah. So it's not like I have another. Maybe it's a bad example because they are really teachers. But when you say division of labor, they're talking more about specialization. Remove that specialty, then you don't have that specialty anymore. Okay. But yeah, primary school teachers tend to teach more subjects. Okay, but to be fair, I'm teaching 2 subjects. I'm teaching lower secondary science, which encompasses biochem physics. Then I teach biology and upper. Then y'all ask, hey, the teacher only need to teach 1 or 2 subjects because students need to learn so many subjects. It's very unfair. Okay, because you are students. Yeah, no lah. Okay, let me explain why. Okay, next to Daryl. In reality, even though I teach you lower sex science or I teach you biology, if you go to upper GH, I know a lot more than what I'm teaching. Yeah? What I teach you is maybe 1/5 of what I truly know. But why do I need to be an expert of what I teach? So that you are the role model, your students, you all ask a lot of questions, right? That's the first thing. Second, to be able to teach you, I need to know how to simplify things. If I simplify wrongly, you get the wrong impression. When you go to university and study the same thing I studied, you'll be like teacher life to me. Okay? So, but you're studying the basics. You're studying the basics of every subject. And you know that when you go to upper J, you go to SH, you start to drop subjects. Yeah? You start to specialize yourself. Okay, we're not going to go anywhere. Okay, I'll just take one question. Yeah. Yes. No. It is easier to simplify if I know more. Because if I know less, I may simplify wrongly, I may tell you the wrong thing at the end. Okay, I'll take more questions if I'm there. Oh, okay, yes, that one is a proper important question. Okay, last one. Describe one example of organ system where division of labor occurs. This answer will differ for all of you.
Digestive system.
Okay, but let's go with the digestive system. Okay? Now there are more things to talk about. Okay, so let's look at how the marks are distributed. 7 of them, you can go back to your seat. You want to go or not? You don't seem very urgent. So last time my science teacher, if we say we want to go to the toilet, she will test us to see how urgent we are. Last time you stand on the spot and jump a few times. Yeah, like no. Last time we asked jump, you know. Yeah, so he say, I really need to go to the toilet. Then he say, are you urgent? Then he say, yes, jump on the spot first. Yeah, because if the student will jump a few times and then start to leak, right, and then the student has to Right, my whole point asking, right, by the time I jump, everything come out, right? so we don't go during science class. Make sure before science class you better go. Because if you are asked to jump, right, we know it all come out. Okay, so how are the marks distributed? 1 mark will go into, can you tell me what organ system? And what kind of organs are inside the system? So for example, I can give you 1 mark if you mention the system. So for example, the digestive system, okay, consists of okay, there's some organs you can mention, for example, the stomach. What else do you learn in primary school? Okay, intestines. Okay, bladder apa? Mouth, okay, so on and so forth. What? Gullet. Okay, so on and so forth. Rectum. Okay, rectum. Anus. You all just want me to write anus.
Yes, we got the picture for the meme.
Okay, next. Mark will go into, can you tell me the type of tissues present in an example of an organ? So for example, when you look at the stomach, you find that in the stomach it consists of, so then we have many different kinds of tissue. For example, we have muscle tissue. It's okay. So I know you all may not know this, yeah? But this is how your stomach can churn. Yeah? So muscle tissue, other than muscle tissue, yeah. There's another kind of cell that you never learned before. I'm going to write it down. It's called epithelial tissue. This tissue produces all the mucus that you find in your stomach to prevent it from being digested. Yeah? If not, your own stomach will get digested by its own all the juices. So it requires a particular layer of cells, tissue, that can produce a mucus layer. Sorry? Last mark goes to describe the different types of cells present to form tissue and organs. So for example, when it comes to your, you can take one of the examples up. And then for example, when you look at muscle cells, muscle tissue consists of muscle cells. What am I doing here? I'm showing you that each layer consists of different things. When you look at system, it consists of many different organs. When you look at a single organ, you find that it consists of many different tissues. And when you look at a tissue, it consists of many cells. There is a certain tier to this organization. Okay, then what is in a muscle cell? And it's what we've learned about. That's why we study the whole topic of cells. Because what is inside cells? Organelles. Yeah? All the different organelles, nucleus, mitochondria. So there's a layer to all this. Yeah? Organelles, cells, tissues, organs, and then organ system. You know? Oh, okay, but circulatory system got many different organs, right? Heart. Yeah. So, I think choosing blood is not ideal example because it's not an organ, but it's a tissue. Okay? Okay, please finish all your corrections. I'm going to collect this. Samuel, corrections, finish. it. You can do this for yourself. Understand will do. Just understand will do. Okay, for those of you that didn't bring the worksheet to submit today, you can still submit next week. I will update your submission scores constantly on the Excel. You can go and check up. Okay, at the end of this weekend, you'll see 9.1. Whoever completed the corrections well, you get a 1 also. Okay? That 100% will change. If you start to not submit your worksheets, then it will change also. Yeah, just give it to me right now. I will return this to you for September holiday. Believe it or not, it's very soon. This is week 7, and this is 8, 9, 10. 3 more weeks only. 2 more weeks, your CCA stand out. You know that your CCA stand out? It will continue after your end of the exam. Okay, hello, please pass the time. You know, like lumping together.
Go one inside, go one inside.
Okay, those that submitted, you can go change for me.